Hi everyone. You may have heard that because of the governor's stay-at-home requirement, our office at Colvin has been closed. So you're now in my home office. Here's my sign. The office has changed, but English is still the same. So if I can work this camera, I'm not very good at this freestyling. Oh, you hear my dogs. So this is sort of my home office. I've got the computer. Actually, I've got two computers, my markers, my signs, all of my homework for you guys. So we should be able to do business as usual. But probably the one thing that will change is that I'll probably never wear socks during this. So just so you know, I'm not wearing socks right now. Okay. We're going to continue with the homework as planned. The problem I'm having here is my computer is down here and the camera is up there, so I'm not ignoring you. I just can't see what I'm doing up there. So if everybody can get their packet, and we will turn to this cartoon, which is one of my favorite all-time cartoons. You see the teacher is a dog and all of her students are dogs, and she says, well, here we go again. Did anyone here not eat his or her homework on the way to school? That's one of my all-time favorite cartoons. So 3/30/2020 is the page we're on. So we're starting our second week of vocabulary. Oh, sorry. But before we do that, remember everyone, I have 5 words down there, and I want you to connect the correct suffix up here to the word down here. And the words are interrupted, fantastic, interested, register, adorable, calculator, vacation, and certain. So please attach the suffixes to the word down here. Now I'm going to tell you that there is one word down here that does not have the suffix up here. So the first one who texts me or emails me with the word down here that doesn't have the suffix up here gets an extra brownie point for August. We'll talk about that later. All right? So we're going to move on to our vocabulary quadrant. The first word that we're looking at is specific. Specific. It means to be detailed and exact. And I brought in an example. I have a marble. Here is a marble in my hand. To be specific, I have a red marble in my hand. All right, that is more specific. It is detailed and exact. The next word, or in the sentence that I gave you, says, I tell people I'm from Chicago, but to be specific, I live in Palos Park. All right, that's the word specific. The next word is identify. Identify. Strong syllable, second syllable. Identify. And it is a verb. It means to recognize and name someone or something, to identify them. Like your driver's license identifies who you are. The sentence that I gave you says, my car is hard to identify in a big parking lot because it is small. So I thought I would give you another example. I might have lots of examples now that I'm at home. All right, so here is a rock, a tiny little rock, okay? You see it, you recognize it, you can identify this rock. Now I'm shaking it up and putting it in this jar with all these other rocks. Can you identify that rock anymore? No. It is hard to identify that rock. All right. On the next page, we have the word assume. It means to think something is true, although you have no proof. All right. I am assuming right now that there are birds outside my window. I can't see them, but I can hear them. So it's not, I can't visually prove it to you that there are birds out there, but I can hear them. So I can safely assume that there are birds outside. The sentence that I gave you says, there were no lights on at my neighbor's house, so I assumed she wasn't at home. The next word is imply. Imply is a verb, and it means to suggest that something is true without saying or showing it directly. Like you kind of suggested. Sometimes implying something can be, sometimes it can be negative, but it means that you don't want to directly say it. The words that you use just sort of lead you to think that. So the sentence that I gave you is, if you say that someone isn't telling the truth, you are implying that they are lying. All right? On the next page, the next word that you have is sufficient. Sufficient. And it's an adjective, and it means as much as you need for a particular purpose. And the example I gave you was, before I left on vacation, I had to be sure I had sufficient money with me. So we can all kind of identify with that. Right now we're all, never mind. I was going to make a stupid joke about not having sufficient toilet paper for everyone. So never mind. Okay, the next word that we're doing is complex or complex. Complex. In American talky talk, we usually just say complex. Maybe sometimes we say complex, just depending on how much emphasis you want to put on it. And it is an adjective, and it has, the definition is that it has a lot of parts and is difficult to understand. And that is a typo, you guys. So I want you to cross out, you see, and is difficult. It should not read and is difficulty. It is difficult. So cross out that Y. That was a typo. We want to make sure we're using correct English, right? So I thought I'd give you an example on complex. So I just drew this line. Fairly simple, easy to understand, right? Here is a line, okay? But what if I added all sorts of lines to it? Is that simple anymore? No, that's fairly complex. Difficult to find where it begins and where it ends. It is complex. All right. And the definition, or the sentence I gave you is, the coronavirus problem is complex. It is hard to understand all of the sides of the problem. Okay, this was done, we did this like 2 weeks ago, and things have definitely changed even since then. So it is definitely complex. Now, as last week, new students, transfer students, and my old students, I want you to give me 2 more sentences for each of your vocabulary words. And then you take a photo of it with your cell phone and text it to me, or you can email it to me, either one. But I want to see your sentences because I correct them, and you guys can improve your written English that way. So you need to write 2 sentences for each of those vocabulary words. And I'm looking for good grammar. Start with a capital letter, end with punctuation. Make sure the subject of your sentence agrees with your verb. All right? And then send them on to me, please. All right, we are still working on getting the gist. The gist, which also means the main idea. So on your next page, you will find 2 ads, and I'm going to show them to you in color. Here is the first one. Okay, so what do you see in this picture? You see a lot of guys looking kind of tough, right? I mean, none of them are smiling, and they've got like this, hey, what's up? Kind of a tough-looking group of men. And the name of this article is Con Body. Okay, so you would say a lot of tough-looking men who are showing off their muscles, you know, tough and muscular. Okay, so what does the magazine ad actually say? It says, this is the prison-style workout that incinerates, that means burn, and fat, and builds rock-hard muscle. Con Body. Are you tough enough? And then down at the bottom it says, Con Body, developed by former inmate Cos Marte, is the ultimate no-equipment hardcore workout program. Using military-style body weight training techniques that he learned in prison, Cos was able to lose 70 pounds in 6 months with nothing but the walls and floor of his 9 by 6 foot prison cell. All right, so same questions that we ask. Who or what is this mostly about? Okay, it's about a Con Body workout program, right? It's about Con Body. Okay, con is like short for convict. That's how we get the name convict. So we can say it's about the Con Body workout program. And then the second question we ask is, what is the most important thing about this picture? Okay, basically it's saying that you too can have rock hard muscles like these convicts if you use this Con Body weight loss program, right? So lots and lots of details. How do we boil it down or condense it down to the gist or the main idea of this magazine ad? Okay, it's a little bit wordier than normal, but I said Con Body is a prison-style workout that, I can't read that backwards, that builds rock-hard muscle. Okay? Now, I'm kind of cheating because this is a hyphenated word, right? And this also is a hyphenated word. So I'm counting that as one word because it's hyphenated, although really it's 2. Okay, so It's 11 if you count them separately. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. But if you combine them, because they're hyphenated, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So that gets the main gist, or the main idea of that ad. All right. Your next picture is also about weight loss, but in a different way. Here you see this woman who's has her hand up. She's got her hand up, and she's got like a V for victory, I think, or she's giving everyone a peace sign, but I think it stands V for victory. And it says, now you can snack the weight off. Exciting, big letters, and she looks so happy and victorious. Okay, so first question, who or what is this mostly about? Okay, you see down here at the bottom, it's about Slim Fast, and it's about their little snack bites down here. So we can say it's about Slim Fast snacks, right? And then the next question, what is the most important thing about this picture? Well, what they're saying to you is you can snack. You can eat snacks like these. Sorry. You can eat snacks like these chocolate pretzel bites and still lose weight, right? So the gist, or the main idea, could be Slim Fast snacks help you lose weight. Or you can say eat Slim Fast snacks and still lose weight. That's actually better too. So that is the gist, or the main idea of those two magazine ads. I forgot to do a family word for you. We're going to backtrack just a little bit. Go back over to the first page of your vocabulary quadrant, the second word, identify. I'm going to show you some family words that I found. All right. So remember that when we're thinking about family words, we want to think about words that have the same root word, identify, but have different suffixes or prefixes that change the exact meaning of it, but it's still kind of very close. All right. So I found lots of family words for the word identify. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. I'm going to really see if I can get that focused. So different verbs of identify are of course he, she, it identifies, or I identified that, or I am identifying that right now as we speak. But then there are also some other ones that are close to it. This one is identity, and so it's the noun of the verb identify, identity. My identity is on my driver's license. It says who I am, okay? Another word is identifier, using the ER suffix back here behind me. Another one is identification, using the TION suffix. And then identifiable, using the LE. So lots of family words for this one. How close do I need to get so you can see that? Well, probably pretty close. All right, so backtracked to that. Now, remember that I want your vocabulary sentences done by tomorrow Tuesday the 31st, because remember on Wednesday you usually have a whole bunch of vocabulary work. So I want to make sure you get your sentences in by Tuesday night, if you could, please. All right, so everyone, please change your packets to the Ventures article where you see this woman looking at her cracked window, and she's got her hands on her hips, and she's just looking. You can see she's got a bit of a frown on her face, and she looks like she's upset, doesn't she, at that cracked window. So I'm going to pause this so I can get the other laptop hooked up so you can hear this conversation right here. So let me pause this. All right, so here we go. The name of the woman who is writing this letter is Stella. So let's listen to this letter. Sorry, I'm trying to do this left-handed. Sorry, I got to move to my right hand.
Page 116, Exercise 2. Attention tenants. Do you have problems in your apartment? Is anyone fixing them? Many tenants have broken windows. Tenants on the 3rd floor have no lights in the hall. A tenant on the 2nd floor has a leaking ceiling. Tenants on the 1st floor smell garbage every day. I'm really upset. We need to get together and write a letter of complaint to the manager of the building. Come to a meeting Friday night at 7 p.m. in apartment 4B. Stella Taylor, tenant 4B.
All right, everyone. We are going to move on to page 117 on your Ventures, the next page. After that conversation, there are 3 pictures of, let me move this way because the light's better. There are 9 pictures of different things that could be broken in your household. And what they want you to do is attach the correct description down here up to the picture here. This is a picture dictionary. And so I have the video that says the word from Venture. I forgot to bring my big pause from my other office, so pause this right now so that you can do this, because I'm going to play the Ventures description of the picture dictionary.
Page 117, Exercise 4A. 1. Broken. 2. Dripping. 3. Torn. 4. Scratched. 5. Bent. 6. Burned out. 7. Cracked. 8. Stained. 9. Jammed.
Alrighty, that is it for that. Now use these very same definitions up here from your picture dictionary to do a conversation with a family partner, and you're going to your family partner A is going to say, what's the problem? And then you will look at number 1 and say, the window is broken, can you fix it please? And then partner A will say, sure, no problem. Or what do they say? Sure, I'll try. Okay, then go on to each one. What is the problem? The faucet sink is dripping. The faucet is dripping. Can you fix it, please? Sure, I'll try. So do your partner work with a family member. And that is it for today. I will see all of you tomorrow. Please be sure and take a photo of your vocabulary sentences and text them to me or email them to me. before Tuesday night so that you won't feel so overwhelmed when you hit Wednesday. All right, so everybody take care, stay healthy, and I will talk to you soon.